So he then lies and says, I wasn't involved in that email. That's when he got caught. And then he stonewalled it. This guy's in a lot of trouble. Let's continue.
The risk that was posed by that offer. So you knew about that, but you weren't attempting to cover up. That's your testimony.
Of course not.
Today. Okay. So I believe either you made a bad decision there.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the video right now. Radio listeners can't see it, but I'm sure a lot of you watched it live. I mean, Geithner looks like an evil elf, and he's not a good liar. I mean, he is the worst liar I've ever seen. This guy is guilty as sin. I mean, we know with the facts, but just watching him, it's worse than Bill Clinton saying, I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, shaking his finger. Here we go.
Testimony.
Of course not.
Today. Okay. So I believe either you made a bad decision there, or, in fact, there was the attempt to cover up one of the biggest bailouts, backdoor bailouts, in history.
It wasn't a bailout, it was a robbery.
Now, you've tried to frame it as you did it because you did it in the interest of the people and the failure of the system. I'm telling you, I believe these are lame excuses. Either you were in charge and did the wrong thing, or you participated in the wrong thing. This, to me, it appears like, when you were being confirmed.
Stay there, folks.
A lot of
We're going to come back and finish up with this. These people are not invincible. We can bring them down. All right, let's continue. And every single congressman basically grilled him. I haven't watched the full 3 hours, but every clip I've seen on the web of congressman after congressman, Republican and Democrat, they are really hammering Tiny Tim Geithner. Let's go back to the clip.
Controversy surrounded your not paying your taxes. You gave lame excuses then.
Back that up.
I believe you're giving...
That's too important. That's too important. Back up about 20 seconds. I mean, let's not forget that. There are now, what is it, the last number I saw last week was over 60 people, high level in the White House, that just don't pay their taxes? How many members of Congress don't pay their taxes? That's a real badge of tyranny when the system is exempt from the laws they put over us. Just like big corporations have used the Patriot Act, and it's continued under Obama, to make their toxic waste dumping secret. Why can't we have some real environmentalism? No, we're going to have a tax on carbon dioxide that plants breathe. Because that's something that doesn't hurt the big boys, it taxes the regular people. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. Here he is bringing up the taxes.
In history. Now, you've tried to frame it as you did it because you did it in the interest of the people and the failure of the system. I'm telling you, I believe these are lame excuses. Either you were in charge and did the wrong thing, or you participated in the wrong thing. This, to me, it appears like, when you were being confirmed, a lot of controversy surrounded your not paying your taxes. You gave lame excuses then. I believe you're giving the committee lame excuses now. And my final question is, why shouldn't we ask for your resignation as Secretary of the Treasury? I didn't think you should have been Secretary of the Treasury when it was disclosed that you didn't pay your taxes, because that's the highest financial responsibility position in the United States government. So why shouldn't you step down?
That is your right. That is your right to that opinion. I have worked in public service all my life. I have never been a politician. I have served my country as carefully and ably as I can, and it is a great privilege.
Serve the country? This guy made tens of millions a year. What, some years he made $13 million or more at Goldman Sachs? He's a former high-level Goldman Sachs executive who worked directly under the head, the chairman of Goldman Sachs, Henry Paulson, who he was doing this hanky-panky with when Paulson was the head of Treasury and he was the head of the New York Fed. It was a heist. He's a public servant? Are bank robbers public servants? Oh yeah, Geithner, you do all this because you love us. You were one of the top executives of one of the most vicious, piratical, just absolutely criminal investment banks on the planet. Continue with Snake.
As I can, and it is a great privilege to me for me to work with this president to help repair the damage that was here when we took office.
Yes.
And I will do so as long as he asks me to do so, to the best of my ability, with great pride in this country and in him.
Yeah. Again, I think you're punting the blame, and I think you're trying to position yourself as the center
Congressman,
of
you don't know me very well.
Institution, and yet
You don't know me very well.
I believe that we're not getting the whole story. We're getting a lame story in a monumental backdoor decision of bailout for which the American taxpayers will stay on the hook for huge amounts of money. Even by estimates of the Treasury Department, there will be billions of dollars from this deal, which either you should have been overseeing, and you said you had knowledge of, and you failed to take some steps to further protect the taxpayer interest. You were either incompetent on the job, or you were not doing your job and knew what was taking place and tried to conceal it. And I think that's grounds for your removal.
Congressman, I was there. I know what I was responsible for. I take full responsibility and, as I said, great pride in those judgments.
The gentleman's time has expired, but the Secretary may answer the question as he sees fit.
He takes great pride in those judgments.
I do. I take great pride in those judgments. And people have a right to disagree with them. And they have a right to go back and look at them with great care and analysis. And I hope you will give the same care and judgment to looking at those decisions in retrospect with the benefit of hindsight that we gave in making those decisions at that time.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Call after call for him to resign. And Geithner up there acting like he's completely innocent. The good news is, by fully discrediting these people, they won't be able to run more scams in the near future. They're already trying a new banker bailout / swindle, and they've told congressmen to call it a jobs bill. All right, we'll be back with Dr. Boyle.